This would be a good time to ingest some extra caffeine. Late night adventures on the gridiron, and we all know anything can happen when you kick off after dark. Welcome to Camp Randall Stadium, home to the Wisconsin Badgers. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Minnesota Golden Gophers, taking on another team from the Big Ten, the Wisconsin Badgers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Golden Gophers will put total leather and we'll get started. It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. So the Wisconsin Badgers offense will start this game off. Well, Paul Bunyan's axe went home to Minneapolis last year, and boy, did the Gophers chop up the Badgers, and probably even sweeter to do it in Camp Randall.
Yeah, and Camp Randall was really quiet because it was a beatdown. I mean, Wisconsin had 166 yards of offense. They got absolutely nothing going. Minnesota got the ball rolling. They ran the football at will. They out-toughed Wisconsin. Jesse, I have to imagine Wisconsin heard about that a lot in the offseason.
Yeah, I got to think, if you're Wisconsin head coach Luke Fickell, you need your team to be more physical, especially in the trenches, because in that game the last time, they couldn't run the football. They couldn't stop the run. It's all going to be won or lost up front. That's the challenge for the Badgers this year.
They had a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38.
I totally forgot Luke Fickell was the head coach of Wisconsin now. Damn, I kind of want to back out and be Minnesota now.
Nice start on this opening drive by the offense.
He's going to lose a yard on that. Is there anything that gets the juices flowing like a rivalry game? And our matchup is bitter. It has barbs and shots thrown on and off the field over the years. Welcome to Camp Randall Stadium, home to the Wisconsin Badgers. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. and Badgers. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollock with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. And the Badgers will get us started with the opening kickoff. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. So Minnesota's offense will go on the attack first. Well, Paul Bunyan's Axe went home to Minneapolis last year, and boy, did the Gophers chop up the Badgers, and probably even sweeter to do it in Camp Randall.
Yeah, and Camp Randall was really quiet because it was a beatdown. I mean, Wisconsin had 166 yards of offense. They got absolutely nothing going. Minnesota got the ball rolling. They ran the football at will. They out-toughed Wisconsin. Jesse, I have to imagine Wisconsin heard about that a lot in the offseason.
Yeah, I got to think, if you're Wisconsin head coach Luke Fickell, you need your team to be more physical, especially in the trenches, because in that game the last time, they couldn't run the football. They couldn't stop the run. It's all going to be won or lost up front. That's the challenge for the Badgers this year.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. He'll keep it himself. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35.
And I feel like the option is a play that this guy can run in his sleep. He's constantly making the right decisions, so I love it here. Third down, you're putting it on him to do the right thing. He had to keep the football there. The defense took everybody else away. It was open for him, so he's able to just pick up enough to keep this drive moving, keep the sticks rolling.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, the running back has it. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
Well, that guy is so quick coming out of his stance. Did you see how fast he got to the ball carrier to get that tackle for loss? Wow.
Dropping back, it's Lindsey. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's 4th down. And the Golden Gophers line up to punt it away. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. I wouldn't quite call it a shank, but that's not exactly going to go on the resume reel. The Badgers offense will have its first possession of the game. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. It'll be interesting to see what they do today.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. Runs through a tackle. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
You know, timing is so important in the RPO game, especially on 3rd down. Quarterback and receiver just didn't have it there, and now it's 4th down.
Punt is on its way. No fair catches here, looking for room. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. Turning it on. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. Here comes the offense on first down. Taylor has it. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Leaves it with the running back. Turns it on at midfield. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down.
Well, that's why this running game can be so dynamic. This guy is special when he has the football in his hands. He can make people miss, he can run with power, and he also has speed. You saw it on that last play.
And off from the shotgun. And a short gain on this run, and that will bring us to the end of the first. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm as we start the second quarter. The Golden Gophers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. The give out of the gun. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anymore.
On 30 short, trying to impose their will and move the chains. Did everything he could to discard the tacklers, but he was just able to get back to where he started. So they'll send out the field goal unit. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. Not a chance. Missed it. And the score will stay right where it is after that miss. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw, it's Edwards. Throws to the wideout. Can't hold on. He had it right down the middle, and he flat dropped it. Behind the chains now on second and long. They'll throw again after the incompletion. It's complete to the right.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Finds his tight end. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36. The Badgers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
And in this weather, man, you start to see more of this. You try to throw the ball harder to penetrate it through the weather and get it to your target, but just catching a football that's a little bit slippery sometimes, you'll see some of those drops, and it's just part of the game.
On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. And the Badgers will send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Makes the catch at the 35. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. Dropping back, it's Lindsey. Fires to the middle. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. This axe means so much to both Minnesota and Wisconsin. But, Jesse, my question is, have you ever used an axe?
Improperly, and I almost chopped off my ankle once upon a time. You know, in Canada, we have to use axes quite often. The fireplace gets really cold. But not like this axe right here. None as valuable or as important to thousands and thousands and thousands of people the way the Paul Bunyan's axe is.
Throws for the tight end. Misses again. It's incomplete, and that's 3 in a row. And the Golden Gophers will call on their punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Punt is on its way. coverage team does a good job and touches it dead. No return on this one. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Starts a drive trying to go up top. He's going to throw deep right side. It's caught. The big play takes it all the way down to the 36-yard line, and just like that, field position flips. They have been stagnant on offense, but finally a little forward movement as they've got a 1st and 10. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Back to pass on 2nd down. Grant behind the line. It's Acker. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing. And it looks as if they're going to try a field goal. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. And there is a degree of difficulty with this one. A 47-yarder from the right hash. Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. He's got it. Showing off that big leg from 47 yards out.
And so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Off-play action on 1st down. Right down the middle. Got him downfield. They got him free for a big gainer down to the 43. The Golden Gophers moving quickly to the line. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Now on 1st down from the 43-yard line. Looking downfield, it's Lindsey. Fires to the wideout. It's incomplete, and he's lucky to get that one back. Almost intercepted. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. The play action fake. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Boy, guys, they got off to a great start with that big first play on this drive, but now a couple of incompletions leaves them in a hole. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. And the Golden Gophers decide to punt it away. And the ball comes to rest right there.
It's a great punt. Obviously, he gives himself time to let his guys get down the field, get in position. Remember, don't let that thing cross the goal line. Try to keep it inside the 10. Nice job down in the football. Setting your defense up for great field position.
There he goes. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the 1st down.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back, understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the 1st down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards.
1st and 10 from their own 13. They'll ride the hot hand. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line? The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play. Let's see what they have in the bag on 3rd and short from their own 18. They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Boom. Out of the gun, the inside kick. That should be the final play of the 1st half. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. It's first down, but the offense is just going to take a knee and go to the locker room. No surprise. Looks as if they'll be content just to head to the locker room. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, Paul Bunyan's axe on the line, and already Minnesota and Wisconsin have given us some stirring moments. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the fight between Minnesota and Wisconsin plays out.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. The Golden Gophers will kick it away to crank up the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw, it's Edwards. He finds a dead spot in the middle. Oh, he's got some space. The 30. He's at the touchdown, Wisconsin. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback and wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Wasting no time throwing on this drive. A strike downfield. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. And the Golden Gophers want to move quickly.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
Got it in the middle. It's Tracy. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
Good hands in there by the defense to force the incompletion.
And that was good defense again. And unfortunately, we've been saying that all game long. Really, really good defense. Or, listen, you can spin on the other side. This offense has really been bad.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Wants to throw it. Gonna take a shot. Hits him in stride inside the 10. Touchdown, Minnesota. He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
It's so challenging to stop the middle of the field passes deep down. You stretch me in these zones. I got to run with you in man. It's always a good idea to run those deep posts, and you could tell they saw it all the way. Receiver, quarterback on same page, gets the big touchdown.
PAT unit on the field. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the final 41 yards covered by that touchdown strike. Here's the return from inside his 10. And the return man showing great vision to be able to find some space and put his team in much better field position. First play of this drive will start from the 31-yard line. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking for a man. It's Edwards. Gets it to him on the screen. Crosses the 45. They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the first down. They came out hot on this drive. One play and already near midfield. Use the play fake. Now to throw. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
Second down, he'll throw it. Quickly to the tight end. Breaks into the open. They mark him out of bounds at the 42, and they're on the move.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
On third and short, the power run here. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him short. He does not pick up the first down. The Badgers will bring the punt team onto the field. Probably hope for a little bit more on that one. It'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going, then something can start to build.
The Golden Gophers get enough for the first down.
Well, it's an offense that prides themselves on being physical. No mystery there. You need 1 yard, turn around, hand it off, let them go to work.
They go to the ground. Gets away from one, finds room. Got enough for the first down and wants more. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
He'll do it himself. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. As we come to the end of the period, Wisconsin has the lead. And we've reached the end of the third, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. The give is to Taylor. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. Probably need to pick up a few yards. From here, it will be a 62-yard attempt. Under fire. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
This is one of the things that makes this defense so tricky is they've got incredible speed at the inside linebacker position. Not only can they go sideline to sideline and run east-west, but they can run downhill on blitzes and they can get to your quarterback.
They punted away on fourth down. And the coverage team down there to touch the ball. No return on this play. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Looking for a man. It's Edwards. Got his man quickly. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
Dude, you're in such a great position. You got the lead. Clock's winding down. I got to put some drives together. The last thing I can do is give the ball back to the other team. Horrible fumble. Big-time costly mistake.
Give to the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they've built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe, and how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it. So the opportunity with a touchdown here to take a fourth quarter lead. He'll pull it on the read. Relentless, tough running, gets it down to the 4.
Yeah, it's a nice job by this defense. Understand, listen, that QB is a threat. And they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in. He got that sucker in the ground.
They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. This kicker is going to need nerves of steel on this one. There is no doubt. At this point in the game, this crowd knows how big this kick could be. The official says no good. And after the miss, they're still down by a field goal.
And that's frustrating. I mean, you put a drive together, you're in scoring zone. Like, this is a green zone. You should be making all of these kicks, these short field goals, the chip shots. Kickers have to come through. They got to do their job.
Creates a little space. Turning it on. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. That's a way to give yourself some breathing room. Now the second play of the drive from the 36. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. I think they'd keep it on the ground here to drain as much time as possible off that clock and hold on to this lead. Fires to the big fella. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
And the third down pass is incomplete.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the fourth quarter.
And the Badgers send out the punt unit. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. Hauls it in, looking for space. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. They'll try to put a drive together starting from the 36. To the air, it's Lindsey. Unloads to the wideout. Intercepted, and that is the last thing they needed. Trying to take it back. They'll take